Hi, I'm Trisha from Equine Energetics, and I'm an animal communicator and healer. Do you meditate, or is it something that you struggle with? Maybe it's in your too hard basket, or you're thinking maybe you'll learn how to do it someday in the future. Well, you're not alone. I tried meditating for years in many different formats until I finally got it. And that's not meant to put you off. I think that part of the problem was for me was that my expectations were way too high. And so I thought nothing was happening for me or I was doing it wrong. And I think that's pretty common. We don't quite know what to expect and how small it can actually be. Um, and so we think we're not doing it right. But actually, meditation can be pretty simple. So if you're thinking, I just can't, I don't have time, my head's always too busy, or nothing ever happens when I meditate, or something similar, then this is for you. So I'm going to talk a bit about meditation, then why it's a great thing to do in the presence of your horse, and how to do it. And we'll do a guided meditation at the end. To address a couple of the most common complaints that I hear, the first thing to know is that it's fine if absolutely nothing happens in your meditation. Just the very fact that you took some time out to relax and be in your body is a win. Over time, you might start to notice some knock-on effects, like you feel calmer for a while afterwards, you interact with your horse differently, or you're less triggered by worrying or annoying things. If that's all you get, great. Anything else is a bonus. So just see it as a few minutes of time out, relaxing and preparing yourself for working with your horse. That's especially useful if you've had a really busy day or you're worried about something. It's a way that you can let that stuff go and not take it to your horse. It doesn't have to take that long either. A few minutes is fine. Just set aside 10 or 15 minutes of quiet time, and you'll find that the more you practice, the longer your meditations will be. In the beginning, just notice what your threshold is before you start to lose concentration. Is it 3 minutes? That's fine. Is it 5 minutes or 8 minutes? Keeping a note of that might help you to see that you're actually making some progress and developing your ability. So what is meditation? Well, in its simplest form, meditation is a form of mindfulness. It's a way of clearing your mind and being more inside your body instead of all up in your head. The benefits range from relaxation and just feeling calmer or less anxious, through to positive effects on your physical health, like helping with sleeping problems, pain control, and blood pressure. When it comes to meditating with your horse, you're going to be showing them that you're a non-threatening, loving presence. You might find that doing this with your horse helps them to be calmer and less anxious. So great, for instance, to do with a new horse, a youngster, a wild horse, or any anxious horse. And as you progress, you can also use your meditations to show them how much you love them, to share information with them, and ultimately as a way to send them healing, to balance their energy, or to communicate with them on a deeper, more spiritual level. So, how are you going to do it? Until you both get used to it, and especially if you think your horse might nudge or nibble you, for instance, I'd suggest starting by being on the other side of a fence or a gate. At least the first couple of times. Once you both know what to expect, if you feel safe, by all means, have a go at doing it actually in the paddock or in the stable with your horse. If you live further away and don't get to see them that often, you can do this at a distance. I do all my animal communication work at a distance remotely. For you and your horse, you could hold a photo of them in your hands if you're doing it at a distance, or you can just visualize your horse in your mind. If you're not great or think you're not great at visualizing things, then just think their name a few times. So your intent is to connect with that animal, your horse. You can do this with your pets too. Make sure that you've got somewhere comfortable to sit, which isn't always easy in a field, and that you're not going to be interrupted or distracted for the next 10 minutes or so. Remember to turn off your phone. One of the easiest ways to get started, if you're new to this or if you've been struggling, and you can practice this anytime, is simply by focusing on your breathing. You can try this right now to get the hang of it. You're going to get comfortable and close your eyes, and then start taking some deep breaths. Count your breaths in and out in your head and in a rhythm. So, for instance, in 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. In 2, 3, 4, out 2, 3, 4. Or even longer, whatever rhythm sits best with you. And just keep repeating that over and over. That's all you're going to do. That's the simplest form of meditation. Just focus on your breaths in and out over and over for a couple of minutes, a few minutes, whatever you can manage. You might notice where the breath is going in your body and what that feels like. And anytime you notice your mind starting to wander, just come back to counting your breaths again and noticing where your breath is going in your body. Even if you just do that for a few minutes, you're getting your ability to clear your mind and be still started. So try it for a few minutes every time you visit your horse, maybe, before interacting with them or working with them, and see how it feels. I'd love to hear what you notice in yourself or in them. So next we're going to do a guided meditation. That means that I'll be talking basically and guiding you through each step. And all you need to do is listen and follow as best you can. Again, if your mind starts to wander, don't worry about it. You can either bring yourself back to my voice or to your breathing. It's also absolutely fine if you find yourself counting your breaths and not really hearing my voice. It's fine. You can repeat this as often as you need to. I'll say here also that it's fine if you find yourself falling asleep when you're meditating. It doesn't mean that you're bad at it. And it doesn't necessarily mean that what you're listening to isn't a good fit. What it does probably mean is that your body is telling you to let go and rest. And that's fine. Also, if you're falling asleep during a guided meditation, your subconscious is still probably taking in what it needs to. And if you're meditating with your horse and you fall asleep, it could be because that's easier for them in some way, and that's what they need from you right now. So honestly, there's nothing you can do wrong in a meditation. Just let it be and notice. Don't worry if your mind wanders, just gently bring it back and pick up from wherever we're at and have a mindset of, oh, that's interesting, rather than, dang it, I messed up again. You've got this. So just let yourself go, be curious about the experience, and leave any analyzing till afterwards. So get yourself comfortable right now if you aren't already, and we're going to start this guided meditation with your horse. I'd suggest your feet are flat on the floor and eyes closed. If it's evening time, you might want to turn your lights out. And the big thing is make sure you're not going to be disturbed. Whatever is most comfortable for you is fine. So closing your eyes. And just start to take some big, deep breaths. You might start by really audibly exhaling them out through your mouth. Imagine that you're letting go of any tension, any distractions or worries. Breathe in nice, clear, soothing breaths. And breathe out any worries, anxieties, judgment, frustrations, and tension. Let it all go. And you can be counting your breaths in and out. In, 2, 3, 4, and out, 2, 3, 4. Getting into that rhythm and repeating it over and over so that you know you've got something you can come back to if your mind gets distracted or busy. Now start noticing where that breath is going in your body. How far into your body is it going? See if you can feel it going through your chest and deep into your belly. Filling your belly each time. And that in-breath is clearing your mind, smoothing out your worries. If you feel your forehead scrunching up, let your breath smooth it all away. And now start sending that breath further. See it going all the way down to your thighs. This time all the way down to your knees. Down your lower legs. And all the way down to your feet. And if you think you're not actually feeling that, just take your attention to each of those places as you breathe. So to your chest, to your belly, your pelvis, your thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet. Notice if your feet start to tingle. Feel how your feet feel as they connect with whatever's underneath them. Notice if you start to feel a bit heavier in your seat and your feet. We're grounding you, bringing you into your body, deepening your connection with whatever you're physically connected to. Bring your attention to your forehead. Your third eye chakra is there. Picture or have the intent of whatever is there in your forehead opening. Yawning is fine. It doesn't necessarily mean tiredness. You're just letting go. Now take your attention to the top of your head. That's where your crown chakra is, and your connection to the universe or whatever is above. Imagine there's energy above the top of your head, spinning in a clockwise direction. Let your breath go with it. And imagine or visualize that spinning energy, that spinning breath, spiraling upwards and connecting you with universal energy. If you get distracted, come back to your breathing, counting it if that helps you. Feel yourself getting heavier and more grounded to the earth below you. And now we're going to visualize our horse. So picture your horse in your mind, or say their name a few times in your head. And our intention is just to energetically be in their presence. You might have a picture of them in their field or paddock grazing. Maybe they're sleeping, but a relaxed picture of your horse. And they're at a little bit of a distance from you. You're sitting in the vicinity. Keep your breathing going. And just be with your horse. You can be curious about anything you feel, see, hear, but don't let it distract you too much. Just observe. And now visualize yourself as if you're sitting in a big balloon filled with pink light. It's surrounding you. It feels gentle and loving. You can breathe it in and release it back out. Breathe it in and let it fill your body. Notice if you feel any different. Breathing in pink light. Breathing in love. Filling yourself with it. You're worthy. You deserve this. Feel it strengthening you. And if you notice any change as you look at your horse, just observe it. Now breathing in that pink energy, that love, breathe it into your heart. Feel it filling your heart. If words work better for you, you can use a mantra like, I fill my heart with unconditional love. And keep repeating that. And keep going until you almost feel like your heart is bursting with love. And then notice your horse again. And imagine that you can see their heart. And now you're going to imagine or intend that that love that's bursting out of your heart is traveling in a stream from your heart to theirs. You might see a stream of pink light or pink energy traveling to their heart. You might again use a mantra. I unconditionally share this love with my horse. I fill my horse's heart with unconditional love. You might just intend it to travel from your heart to theirs. You might send it with your breath, your out breath, sending that pink light, that energy, that unconditional love to your horse. Then coming back to yourself, still in that big pink bubble or balloon. Feeling yourself surrounded with love, infused with love. And gradually you're going to come back into your own body. Just noticing your breath coming into your lungs, your chest. And breathing it out through your mouth. Becoming more aware of where you're sitting, how your feet feel. You might wiggle your fingers, your toes. Just become more aware of your body again. When you're ready, slowly open your eyes. Notice that you're back in your room or wherever it was you were doing this meditation. And give yourself a few moments to just come fully back into yourself. Notice how you feel. If you have trouble bringing yourself back, rub your hands together, or rub your hands on your legs, or rub your feet on the floor. And think about how you feel now. You might feel completely relaxed. You might feel energized in some way. Again, anything is fine. And take a few moments now, if you have a journal or pad and paper, take a few moments to jot down any thoughts you have or any experiences you have before you lose them. Was there anything in particular you struggled with? Was there something you found helped? Like, oh, it helped me to go back to my breathing. It helped me to use words instead of trying to picture things. Did you have any particular experiences during your meditation? You might just have been focusing completely on the breathing and the love. You may have experienced words popping into your head or pictures, colours. My nose has been incredibly itchy throughout that meditation. I don't know why, but it's still itchy now. You might have experienced a certain feeling in relation to your horse. Did you feel as if they were accepting of you being there? Were they accepting of you sending them unconditional love? Or did you feel like there was a brick wall there? Again, either is fine, but jot that down or make a mental note of that. Sometimes the very first time you try to meditate in this way with your horse, they might kind of not want you there, or they might not understand what's going on, or just be a bit wary. So it is what it is, just notice. The point of this meditation, this one in particular, is that you're being a non-confrontational, non-threatening presence. You're just there. You're at a distance, and you're just kind of introducing your energy to them, if you like, and you're offering them unconditional love. So if you do feel blocked in some way, don't worry about it. You're not doing anything wrong. It might be that they're not quite ready yet. So notice what happens next time. Maybe with that particular horse, it will take a few times of doing it, of you just saying, I'm not going to force myself on you. I'm just here, and there's love here if you want to take it. Maybe a few times of doing that is what it's going to take for that horse to be open to it and to accept it. And then notice also afterwards, when you're actually physically with your horse, is anything different? Did they look at you differently? Like, that's interesting. What was that? Are they reacting or responding to you differently? Do you feel different when you're with them? Are you calmer, maybe? More grounded? Is your mind clearer? So just notice all of those things, and notice if you do the same meditation several times, is it changing at all? Is it progressing at all? There are lots of ways you can take this meditation depending what your experience in it is. So in terms of healing or asking questions or being open to what messages your horse is trying to tell you, this is a great starting point. So I hope you found that useful. I hope that it, for those of you who have been struggling, I hope that it reassures you, and I hope that it gives you a starting point where you realize that actually you can do this, and it doesn't have to be difficult. and you're not doing anything wrong. Key things to remember are it's about clearing your mind. Breathing is going to help you with that. Grounding yourself is going to help you with that. It's about mindfulness. It's about being inside your body, not up here in your head. And then it's just about kind of going with the flow, observing and being curious about what you get. And if you get nothing at all, that's okay too. Just see it as an opportunity to unwind, to relax, to let go of the day's stresses or worries. That's good too. You know, doing that once every day for a few minutes can only be a good thing, right? And then finally, I really hope that it's that you find it a useful and beneficial thing to do with your horse, to meditate with your horse. I meditated in the paddock with my horse earlier in preparation for this, really, and she was very relaxed, and she was eating her hay and just still and accepting. Great, I'm happy with that. And I'll be interested to see how she responds to me next time I'm with her. So just observe. You might also notice whether your horses, if you're near them or in the same field or something, do they walk away and go and stand somewhere else when you're doing this, or do they come and stand and want to be with you when you're doing it? So all sorts of things to notice, to observe, and to be curious about. So I really hope you found it useful. If you need more help, hit me up. I've got a Facebook group where you can practice and share your experiences as well. And if you want mentoring, I can do that too. So I really hope it's been useful for you, and just keep connecting with your horses, however you do it. It's a powerful thing and it can only be good. So thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time.